in this video, we are going to have a look on how to create a very simple React application that is going to fetch wallets, like your accounts from the Polkadot.JS extension on your Chrome. So in order to start, we are going to create a very small template. So again, we can use create React app from the NPX. I'm going to leave a link below exactly how to install it, and we can call our project wallet connect tutorial. So let's press enter, and what it's going to do, it's going to create a template for the React application with all of the dependencies, and yeah, basically you have a template out of the box. So let's just wait a bit. All right, so it looks like we are done. Now, my editor of choice is the WebStorm, so this is our Wallet Connect. Let's see what's inside. All right, so this is what we got generated. So we got a pretty simple React application with all of this stuff, and most importantly, app.js, so our entry point. Let's run yarn start in order to get our web development server up and running. So yeah, this is the base application, just a template. Once it loads up, we are going to see that it's basically just a simple logo, and this is what you get out of the box. So yep, this is what we have. Now, also don't forget that for this tutorial you need to install Polkadot.JS extension so that we are able to fetch the accounts. So great, here we go. This is our starting point. So of course, in the beginning, we don't really need most of it in our app.js. So let's remove all of the body. Yeah, we don't need logo. Thanks for that. We can leave app.css just for fun. And now, what do we have? So if we go back, yeah, we just have an empty screen. Great. So for this tutorial, we are going to need some library. So, and this library is going to be Polkadot extension dep. So if you go to the npm and then you search for the Polkadot extension dep, here we go. So this library allows us to basically connect to our Chrome extension. Let's copy that. Let's go back to our application and install it. So we are going to use yarn at Polkadot extension dep. I'm using yarn. You can have npm. Again, choice belongs completely to you. Let's wait until it loads up the library. Should not be very long. Alright, beautiful, done. Just to verify that we have a library installed, we can go to package.json, and as you can see, Polkadot extension dep 0391 is already installed. Beautiful. So let's now try and import some of the components we need from this library. So what do we need from this library? We need module web3 accounts, and we need web3 enable. Amazing. So I love the autocomplete. So these are only two things that we need. And just because we are going to use a very minimum state logic, let's also do import of React, and let's do use state hook and use effect hooks. And this would be from React. All right. So this is our base. Now, what are we gonna do here? In the beginning, let's say that we can have an we can have our accounts. So in order to store our accounts, let's just do some state variables. So again, accounts and set accounts. Again, if you are not sure about the React hooks, have a look at some of the other tutorials. But essentially just the local state. And by default, we are going to have empty. So we're going to have no accounts by default. And the next thing we are going to have also, we'll just say if something happens bad, we want to display error to user. So let's say we have error. And initial error is going to be null. Nice. So we've got our accounts, we've got our error, but now what about the next thing? So let's create a function which is going to be extension setup. So extension extension setup, and this function is going to be this function of course is going to be a sync function since we have something related to the await. And now first of all we need to understand if we have extension installed in the browser. So let's do extensions. Now await web3 enable, and our application name we'll just see wallet connect tutorial. Now, great. So this is basically an array, and what we have to do if we have to see if the this array is empty. So I just do in a very simple way if the length is 0. In this case, we have no extension. So we are going to set up an error in our state. We are going to say no extension installed. Done. So, and of course, yeah, we can just smash return here. Now, yeah, it's fine because it's just the logic. So yeah, never mind all of the yellow stuff. Now, if we do have our extensions, we need to fetch our accounts. So to fetch our accounts, we are going to use web3 accounts. And this one is going to be a synchron function, so we are going to await. And since once we fetch our accounts, this is going to be an array of addresses and some metadata, we are going to call set accounts, and we are going to pass our accounts. Okay, beautiful. So we have our accounts, we have our error. Now, when do we call this function? We can call this kind of function when our component just mounted. So in order to use that, we are going to use use effect hook with empty dependencies. So we pass just a function with empty array for dependencies, and we are going to call our function extension setup. We are not even going to put here a sync await because we don't really care. Done. So we have now our component is once our component is mounted, we have our extension setup code. We are enabling communication with the extension. We see if it's empty or not, and if it's not empty, we fetch account, we set them. So what else left? Now we just display this information in a very, I don't want to say fancy way, but yeah. So we are going to, first of all, let's see if we have an error. So we can just say if we have an error, we are going to display of just some very small div, something like this, error, and then error. Beautiful. And below we are going to put, let's display list of our accounts. So let's do accounts, let's go map account. So for each of the accounts, we are going to map it to div, and we are going to map it for div of, let's just do JSON stringify account. Okay, so now we are going to display list of accounts. We can see error, and that's what we have. Now let's have a look. This is our React app. We are going to refresh the page. Oh, it's a bit slow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just to make things a bit better, let's just do style. Margin top 10 so that at least we can, yeah, at least have some kind of margin in between. All right, this is what we have. Congratulations. All of these accounts, they are getting fetched from our Polkadot.JS extension. So again, these are all of our accounts coming from there. So again, we have an address, we have metadata, something like the Genesis hash, name, and the source Polkadot.js. So we'll just say that if you simply want to show the address, we can do account.address, and once we refresh, done. So these are our accounts. Of course, please don't be afraid if somehow the wallet address is different from what you see inside your Polkadot extension. It's completely normal. It's just a different formatting. You can do it. I'm explaining it in another tutorial. But yeah, this is what we have. I'm going to submit this. I'm going to submit this project to the Git on the Polkanet organization, and if you are keen, you can play around. But yeah, this is how you can connect your React application to the Polkadot.JS extension with all of the wallets. Yeah, I hope it was easy. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, fork the repository and yeah, do whatever you want and play around with your first dApps. Awesome. Thank you and see you.